I just bought my first Gibson and I want to share the first impressions on quality and how do I find it overall as an instrument. I got this one used and I met with the person in real life, so I knew what I was getting. So I was able to get over everything that I'm going to show you right now when it comes to quality because of the tone and how it feels. But let's look at a few details that are still striking in 2019. This is a 2019 special model made for, I think, a limited run for Guitar Center because it has these two things here rather than the historical accurate wraparound. This is a honey burst. I'm not sure if the finish actually is limited to that Guitar Center run. But overall, let me show you a few things that are still ridiculous with Gibsons that most other guitars, even at $300 price point, are better, way better quality-wise. So, something I noticed, I'm not sure if I could get this right on camera, but the frets here, the last frets here, are shaved quite a bit by the Plek machine, I think. So because they couldn't hold a straight board, like the wood itself to be straight, they applied the Plek machine, and that of course takes away from the height of the frets. So these two here feel like they're, I don't know, half the height of any other fret on the fretboard. And that looks ridiculous. I've never seen this on any other model at any price point. Anything import from Indonesia, Korea, they're so good. Even China, like all the frets have their intended height and size. It's not, they're not, so the playability and having an even fret size across the board is not being addressed by a workaround, which I find the Plek machine to be. So somehow the lack of craftsmanship is addressed as an afterthought with the Plek machine. And somehow it feels ridiculous to me. But again, like it's not something, it's not a deal breaker. I bought it just saying this, and I'm rarely gonna be here. And even if I'm gonna be here, it's gonna sound good because they're all leveled, but it's, I don't know, it looks ridiculous. It looks slightly stupid how small and recessed, I don't know how to say, like, yeah, how flat the frets are here in the upper register. Now, something else I've noticed, this was loose, probably from sitting around, or I don't know. I played a few others in the past that were my friends' Gibsons, and they all had this problem, like you have to tighten this up in a while after you play it, then it's gonna go loose, and again you have to tighten it. Now I've just tightened it as much as possible from this angle with this little wheel here, which has some grooves in it so that you can grab on it and use your nails to do it, your fingers. And I got it to the funny position where you could do this. Like right now the bridge is lateral to the right, which I think makes sense, right? Like you're pointing to, to the bridge pickup and you go like this for the neck just because it's rotated. But again, like maybe this is an old type of switching mechanism that does this, whatever you do, and you have to tighten it from the other side. But you never get these types of inconsistencies or design flaws with any other guitar that has a blade switch and other evolutions of this. And again, like I'm just complaining. Well, I'm not even complaining, I'm just pointing out that these are some interesting issues that startled me, considering that I have, how to show this? Yeah, I have that PRS there. So that PRS, it's an S2, USA made. The components are Korea made. I replaced everything in it, so I'm not sure if maybe one pot is still from Korea. and the tuners. Otherwise, everything else is upgraded. But that one is mint in quality. Like there's nothing to complain quality-wise. But when I say nothing, it's like absolutely nothing. You're trying your hardest to find something, you won't find anything wrong, anything crooked, anything that looks like they try to fix it afterwards. No way. Then that Ibanez there, that Ibanez has the straightest neck and the fret job is absolutely perfect. And I paid used for it $89. New, they go for $300, I think. And made in Indonesia, entry level $300. I'm not sure how to. So that plays the best, has the lowest action I've ever had on prestige models, on Korea models. It's just superb. Again, playability, superb, fit and finish, superb. Now that one, which is a Korean Strat copy, which is like, I think, the precursor of Sire guitars that you know right now. That one I had to take to a luthier to straighten all the frets and polish them and make it a little more playable than originally when it came out of the factory. But I did that just to have it perfect. Otherwise, it was still very, very good. And again, the frets, they do not have this issue where, or let me put it the other way. The board is so straight that only the frets had to be slightly polished, but not the other way around, which is on the Gibson, where the fretboard, the rosewood board, is very, I don't know, warping, is warped a little, and that's why when the Plek machine came in, these frets here are lower than anything else. I'm not sure if I could get this on camera, it's like a small detail. But right here, the frets are a lot taller than they ended up to be after the Plek machine entered right here, close to the neck pickup. Then again, the usual complaints with Gibson and with the nut. Yeah, let me fit my phone back. Okay. So the nut is grabbing on the strings. When I tune it up, tune it down, I hear it cling and catch. And I have to grease it. I have to see if I can make the grooves a little more smoother with some graphite or other types of lubricants. But this is the first time ever in all my guitar experience I had to deal with these types of problems. With any other price point, even $200 price point, brand new $200 price point, I never had this issue, whatever the nut was made of. Made of plastic, no issue. This one, I don't know, yeah. Maybe it's, again, the string angle, the classic issues, but I never heard it clipping and catching like that. Even that, I'm not sure if you could see that far. Okay, so even that squire, which is a mini squire, half, like a 3/4 size squire, does not have these issues with the nut. And again, the fret job is super good on that one. And it's made in Indonesia. It cost $100. Used, I think it's $160 new. A kid's guitar has better fret job and overall board. Now, with all these things I found with this Gibson, does not want to say that this is a bad guitar. That's why I bought it, because it sounds so good. There's something about the sustain of it. It sustains a ton, like far more than anything else I've owned and I own. And the tone is characteristic, I'll say. Even unplugged, it rings for a long, long while, and it vibrates. The neck vibrates, like I feel it, and it doesn't stop. Even right now in my left arm, I could feel it still moving and ringing. And these are 2 years old strings. I did not change them. I just got this guitar yesterday, and it rings. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. Probably because it's something in the wood. I don't think it can be the wood, and probably this system that does not take away from the string vibration. Overall, I think they've done a really great job on rolling the fretboard. The fretboard is really rolled. This particular guitar has some fret sprout right here, maybe because it was sitting and not being played and not oiled for the past 2 years. And so I'm not sure if this was the same condition when it was built from the factory, but that could be easily addressed. Again, I like how rolled the fretboard is. Feels super comfortable. And this is like a 50s neck, they say, but it feels so nice. Like I have no issues playing this compared to the Ibanez, which again, you know, has the Wizard super thin neck. Like I find it as comfortable here as well. In a different way, but still comfortable. That's kind of it. I'm gonna change the strings and give it a setup and see if it plays better, especially with the tuning stability. Thank you.